Right now on Good Morning America First Look, another candidate endorsed by President Trump pulls off a major primary win that could help determine the control of the U.S. Senate. But will this result help or hurt Republicans?
A chemical tank ruptures at this paper mill in the Pacific Northwest. Several people unaccounted for. A grandfather among the victims. What we're learning about that facility.
The star NFL running back arrested in a domestic violence case, strangulation among the charges.
NASA unveils its upcoming missions to the moon and its plan to build a $20 billion base to send astronauts to live on the lunar surface.
Questions being raised after police release video of this violent arrest of a teenager. New details now sparking protests.
The new construction project underway at the White House for the upcoming UFC fight.
Plus, the NFL quarterback who tried to remove a sex tape from the internet and the nightmare he faced.
And the eye-opening cost of tickets to the NBA Finals. No slam dunk for fans.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Hannah Batab. We begin with another candidate endorsed by President Trump pulling off a major primary win.
But analysts claim this result could actually hurt Republicans' chances of keeping control of the Senate this fall. ABC's Lionel Moise explains.
Overnight, a shakeup in the Republican Party with national implications. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton easily defeating longtime incumbent Senator John Cornyn in their primary runoff after Paxton secured President Trump's endorsement.
When everyone in Washington told him to abandon me and abandon the people of Texas, he didn't listen. Instead, he gave his complete and total endorsement.
After a public service career lasting more than 4 decades and 18 consecutive campaign wins, tonight we've come up short.
Cornyn is the latest in a long line of Republicans to lose his seat after butting heads with Trump.
Every time he has weighed in, you have seen an earthquake on the Republican side as we're going through these primaries.
The president dismissed Cornyn as disloyal and supported Paxton despite Paxton's previous scandals, including accusations of misconduct and fraud and an impeachment trial where he was acquitted. Paxton now faces Democrat James Tallarico in November.
The most corrupt politician in America just became the Republican nominee for the United States Senate.
Paxton calling Tallarico a threat to Texans' safety and security. Their race could determine which party controls the U.S. Senate.
I think this is a real gift to Democrats in the state because Ken Paxton, while he may be able to win in a primary, is going to struggle in a general election.
One issue on the campaign trail, allegations Tallarico is vegan. He insists he enjoys barbecue.
And if all they have on me is lying about me being a vegan, I feel pretty good about our chances this November.
While President Trump has been able to sway primary voters, polls show Republicans face an uphill battle in general elections this fall because of the war in Iran and inflation. This town hall in Nebraska turning contentious last night as Republican Congressman Mike Flood faced questions from the war to the White House ballroom project.
I get that you can turn the TV on any day of the week and you can get upset by what you see.
As for that Senate race, Republicans need to play catch up in fundraising. One report claims up to $250 million could be spent on the race, but they can take solace in the fact that Texas has not elected a Democrat to the Senate in nearly 40 years. Hannah, Sophie?
Lionel, thank you. The other big story, a deadly chemical tank rupture in Washington state. Several people are unaccounted for. Other victims are in critical condition. Here's ABC's Lindsay Tuchman.
This morning, at least one person is dead, 9 people are unaccounted for after a chemical tank at this paper mill in Longview, Washington, ruptured. Images show the crumpled tank and vehicles flipped over and crushed. The substance in the tank is known as white liquor, a mixture of chemicals that can burn the skin or burn the lungs if inhaled.
There are families today that have lost everything, and they never will be able to get back to normal.
The one person confirmed dead was identified by his family as Gilbert Bernal, a grandfather whose son also worked at the mill. Efforts to find other victims have been called off because the chemicals remaining in the tank make it too volatile.
Crews are actively assessing the structural integrity of that tank and working on plans to stabilize that tank before additional recovery operations can safely proceed.
The cause of the rupture? Unclear, but the Associated Press reports the company, Nippon Dynawave, has been fined recently for health and safety violation. Meanwhile, some good news overnight regarding a separate chemical scare, this one in Southern California. Evacuation orders have now been lifted for tens of thousands of people living near this aerospace company in Garden Grove after days of concern that a tank storing a toxic, flammable chemical could explode after becoming overheated. A crack in the tank has now relieved the pressure.
Back in Washington state, several other people were rushed to the hospital after that tank ruptured, including a firefighter. Crews hope to resume rescue and recovery efforts at the site today. Hannah, Sophie?
Lindsay, thanks. 2 people are dead after a crash between a military bus and a truck in Gulfport, Mississippi. The bus was traveling in a military convoy, but we're told the fatalities were not service members. 3 other vehicles were also involved in the crash.
The Trump administration is reportedly taking a new approach to treating Americans exposed to the Ebola outbreak in Central Africa. Published reports say those U.S. citizens will be sent to Kenya for observation by U.S. public health officers instead of being flown to the U.S. for treatment. The plan still needs approval from Kenya. More than 1,000 Ebola cases have been reported in the DR Congo, with more than 200 deaths.
We turn now to Northern California and police facing criticism for how they arrested a high school student.
This morning, questions are being raised after police released video of this violent arrest of a teenager in Fairfield, California. Police say the arrest came during an on-campus fight at the high school. They say officers used so-called distraction strikes to get the teen, identified as Maurice Williams, to put his hands behind his back so he could be handcuffed while acting aggressively. Students now staging walkouts and demonstrations protesting what they claim was excessive force. The teen's family also speaking out.
That bothered me to see my grandbaby laying there, getting beat like a dog, hair pulled.
There was no explanation for that at all, for that officer to hit a child like that, punch him in his face like that.
Police say the officer involved has now been reassigned, and an outside organization will conduct an independent investigation. Our San Francisco station, KGO, reports the female officer seen in part of the video was also seen last year pulling a teenager out of a car by her hair to arrest her. Some residents claim these incidents reflect broader concerns about police practices in the area.
Police said that the officer was reassigned in the department but did not comment on the case.
Now to NASA unveiling its upcoming missions to the moon, part of a grand plan to send astronauts to work and live on the lunar surface. New images from NASA show the agency's vision to build a sprawling base on the moon with living quarters, power stations, rovers, and drones. It could cover hundreds of square miles and serve as a launch pad to Mars.
We want to be in an environment where we can learn the skills so that astronauts can go and plant the stars and stripes on Mars someday.
The plans announced yesterday come just 6 weeks after the Artemis II mission sent astronauts around the moon for the first time in 50 years. This $20 billion moon base project will unfold in 3 phases. The first, kicking off this year. NASA will use drones and rovers to scout the best sites near the moon's south pole before construction begins in 2029. During that first phase, NASA plans to land on the moon nearly 24 times. And by 2032, it plans to send the first astronauts to live and work on the lunar surface.
With Moonbase, Artemis astronauts will stay longer, explore farther, and conduct the kinds of science that advances exploration itself.
It's an accelerated timeline aimed at outpacing China, which plans to land humans on the moon by 2030. NASA isn't going it alone, announcing new contracts with 4 companies, including Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, which will build a lander to deliver rovers to the moon's surface. Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, is already under contract to build a system that will shuttle astronauts from the moon's orbit to its surface.
We are creating a future where exploration is not just an incredible moment in history, but the first foothold beyond Earth for all of humanity.
NASA hopes to land astronauts on the moon in 2028 for the first time since 1972.
Time now for your Wednesday weather.
Good morning. The big storms we had along I-35 and points west on Tuesday now moving into parts of Louisiana all the way to Kansas today. Severe threat a little lower, but still some heavy rain, some strong storms. Severe threat from Ohio all the way into the Delmar, but D.C., Richmond, Salisbury, level 2 out of 5. Severe risk there. See the high heat to the north here. There's the flood zone, Texas, all the way to the Delmarva. Warm and humid in the northeast, but it does turn cooler as we go through the next several days. See the flood zone, Houston, all the way to Cincinnati. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, the NFL star arrested in a domestic violence case.
Also ahead, Friends star Matthew Perry's personal assistant faces sentencing for his role in the actor's overdose.
And later, what RFK Jr. was doing with these snakes. We're back with a star NFL running back now facing 5 charges in a domestic violence case, including felony strangulation. Josh Jacobs of the Packers surrendered to police in Wisconsin yesterday after police were called to an incident over the weekend. Other charges include misdemeanor assault. His lawyers say Jacob vehemently denies the allegations. The Packers not yet commenting.
Police say a home explosion and fire near Grand Rapids, Michigan was deliberate. They believe it followed a domestic situation between a husband and wife. 2 neighbors pulled an injured woman from the debris. She is in critical condition. Police say a man thought to be the husband was killed.
The tragic death of actor Matthew Perry is back in the headlines today. His former assistant is preparing to learn his punishment in court.
This morning, Friends actor Matthew Perry's sisters are speaking out against his former personal assistant ahead of his sentencing today. Kenneth Iwamasa is one of 5 people convicted in connection with Perry's overdose death in 2023. Investigators determined Iwamasa repeatedly injected Perry with ketamine without medical training, including multiple times on the day he died. Prosecutors claim Kenneth Iwamasa was acutely aware that Mr. Perry had suffered from drug addiction for most of his life, but rather than help Mr. Perry maintain sobriety, became his enabler and drug supplier.
When Mr. Perry would be injected with the ketamine, his blood pressure would spike, he'd freeze up. Mr. Iwamasa saw that, yet he continued administering ketamine to Mr. Perry.
In impact statements obtained by People magazine, Perry's sister Madeline said Iwamasa was trying to distract us from the truth that he had injected my brother with a lethal dose of ketamine and left him in a hot tub to die. Perry's other sister, Caitlin, claiming he was either escaping from something he knew he had done or he was willfully abandoning a vulnerable person in a dangerous situation. Iwamasa pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine causing death and faces up to 15 years in prison. His lawyers insist he was vulnerable to the relationship dynamic which he fell into with Perry. In short, he could not simply say no to the star actor.
Iwamasa could get some leniency because he was a key witness in the case, several cases against other defendants.
Coming up, the record heat in Europe forcing desperate measures at the French Open.
Also ahead, the NFL quarterback who tried to remove a sex tape from the internet and the nightmare he faced. Back now with the record heat wave scorching Western Europe, temperatures in the UK hitting 95 degrees. At least 5 British children drowned just trying to cool off. Temperatures in France soared to 97. In Paris, it's so hot at the French Open, the tennis rackets are being refrigerated.
We turn now to the NFL quarterback and his intimate video leaked online. His mother now revealing the nightmare he experienced.
This morning, the mother of NFL quarterback Will Levis has revealed her son spent a, quote, exorbitant amount of money trying to remove his leaked sex tape from the internet. Beth Levis, mother of the Titans QB, says Levis hired a cybersecurity specialist and private investigator after finding out that an intimate video of himself and his then-girlfriend, Gia Duddy, was spreading online.
Ultimately, a lot of the content was taken down, but, you can never scrape anything entirely from the internet.
She says hackers obtained the material by breaching one of Will's devices when he was in college.
We come to find out this was a Eastern European hacking group that is notorious for trying to target what they think might be an attractive couple that they can then expose.
The couple split up months after Duddy went viral during the 2023 NFL Draft. Cameras capturing her reactions as Levis kept getting passed over during the first round. The attention helping to boost her profile on social media. Experts say high-profile couples like Levis and Duddy are common targets for hackers who take advantage of simple security mistakes.
90% of the time, it's something like a reused password
it's a phishing text that looked like it came from Apple computer, for your bank or a weak account. Recovery email from 10 years ago.
But there are steps you can take to protect your personal data.
Make sure to use a password manager so that you stop reusing your passwords. Make sure that they turn on their two-factor authentication on their email, and make sure that you lock down your iCloud or Google or Microsoft account recovery options.
So far, no arrests or charges have been announced in that alleged hack.
In the NBA playoffs, the Thunder are one win away from another trip to the finals. They poured in 40 points in the second quarter last night and never trailed again. Some traveling Spurs fans even dressed up as nuns. But that wasn't enough. The Spurs lost 127-114. Knicks fans are waiting for the finals with tickets at Madison Square Garden, the highest in NBA history. The least expensive online, around $3,500.
Oof, that's gotta hurt. Yes. Coming up, the new construction project at the White House for UFC Fight Night.
Plus, the new Ferrari getting the Pope's blessing, but causing controversy.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with the latest construction project at the White House, this time for the upcoming UFC fights.
Yeah, so the metal framework has already been erected on the South Lawn. It'll flank an octagon cage and 4,000 seats will be added.
A rendering shows what it will look like. The fight night is June 14th, President Trump's birthday. Next, another wild interaction with Health Secretary RFK Jr.
Yeah, Kennedy shared video of himself wrangling two snakes on a patio with his bare hands and then barely flinching as they tried to bite him. This happened at the home of Dr. Oz Kennedy's wife, who was heard saying, "You're nuts."
Kennedy's previous encounters with other wild animals include a whale carcass and a bear.
Next, the Pope and the Ferrari.
Pope Leo getting behind the wheel of Ferrari's new all-electric model, the Luce. While the car may have had his blessing, many others, including top Italian politicians, slammed the $640,000 car, claiming it doesn't deserve Ferrari's famous logo. Ferrari stock dropped 5% yesterday. Next, a fun moment at the ballpark.
Yeah, so this is in the stands at the Mets game. Actor J.K. Simmons was introduced to fans, but check out Spider-Man there right behind him. Simmons played Spider-Man's biggest critic in the movies, and then he stayed in character, threatening to punch the web slinger. I love it.
Meanwhile, it was Attack the Cones night in Pittsburgh. At least one fan bringing a traffic cone while wearing his Star Wars outfit. The team really getting into it with a player using a lightsaber as a bat and firing lasers from second base. And finally, the sea lion that went dumpster diving.
Look at this big guy living his best life in that dumpster outside a seafood restaurant in Chile. Very impressive.
Okay. Top headlines next.
Gymnastics.
Checking more top stories, a landslide in the Republican primary runoff in Texas. State Attorney General Ken Paxton has unseated long-term Senator John Cornyn after Paxton won President Trump's endorsement. He'll now face Democrat James Tallarico in November.
At least one person was killed and 9 are unaccounted for after a chemical tank ruptured at this paper mill in Washington state. The family of a worker confirming his death. The cause of the rupture is unclear.
The CDC is asking for staff volunteers to help screen passengers arriving in the U.S. from Central Africa, where the Ebola outbreak is growing. New York's JFK is now the 4th U.S. airport where those screenings will take place.
1 week after being arrested in connection with his billionaire father's death, Mango fashion line executive Jonathan Ondich has now stepped down to focus on his legal case. He denies he's responsible for his father's fatal fall during a hike in Spain.
Today's weather, severe storms around D.C. and Virginia, rain in the southeast, possible flooding from Houston to New Orleans.
And finally, a father and daughter on a wild ride.
Danny New has their story.
Want the window open?
This is the story of a father and daughter driving 600 miles to save 2 calves.
So you had hay in the car?
I was still vacuuming it out a year later.
Filmmaker Joanna Zellman and her dad, Jared, teamed up with the popular social media brand The Dodo to produce this short documentary called Cow Trip.
Yeah.
It's about when, a few years ago, they were tapped to help transport Mickey and Moose from farms in Vermont to an animal sanctuary in Maryland. For Joanna, she's always been a big animal lover, and for Jared,
when your adult child asks you to travel with them, how can you say no?
So in a car lined with hay and tarp, dad and daughter set out with these 10-day-old calves.
This is amazing.
Making occasional stops to feed Mickey and Moose, which Jared, a physician from Connecticut, had never done before.
Oh, hi. Hello.
They drove for almost 14 straight hours, arriving at Rosie's farm sanctuary just before 2 a.m. And then, a month later, when Mickey and Moose completed their quarantines...
It's grass!
Joanna and Jared returned to see their first steps on grass ever. Mickey went first, before circling back to tell Moose it was safe so they could engage together in galloping time.
We are at Rosie's farm sanctuary with Mickey and Moose.
Almost 4 years later, Joanna and Jared have continually returned to visit Mickey and Moose, who at this point clearly also share a familial bond.
They're still best friends. They lick each other, they groom each other, they run around together. Yeah, they're inseparable.
So guys, the full documentary Cow Trip is now streaming on the Dodo's YouTube channel. Many commenters so far are saying the film is quite moving.
Leave it to Danny.
Looking good. That's your GMA First Look.
Have a great day.